Hey, hello. So we do have the sound. Cool. So as said on Twitter and LinkedIn, welcome. Tonight's stream will be in English, so I hope my French accent won't be too much to deal with, but let's hope for this. If you're here in the chat, is the sound okay? The mixing level between my voice and the music? Is it okay? Is it all right? Some delay. Just let me know if something's odd. Cool. So what do we do tonight? We do two things. The first one is I had some remarks on a LinkedIn post and about projects called PTY for All. So what is PTY for All? So this one, and I will take this music with me away. Yep. All right, so what is PTY for All and why is this tool? So something like a year earlier, I made this tool that allows anyone to just have a curl my IP or my script pipe sh, and from that it will just execute a reverse shell when you are trying to attack a machine. And I did that because most of the time when you spawn a reverse shell, you will have some weird hiccups. Your connection might die, or you might hit the wrong key, and everything can just breaks under your fingers. It's not that pleasant. So I really wanted to have one way that is really easy and smooth with no weird charts. Fuck. It's been a long time. I didn't speak English. So yeah, I wanted to dodge this kind of issues, have it really minimal with nothing to maintain, and that works out of the box. So that's what I tried to reach. So when we go for pen test monkey reverse shell, what we can see from there is that most of the web shells we just want to use to rely on a lot. And every time we have some quotes, we have some semicolons, some angle brackets that might be filtered as well, and so it's quite messy. But the thing is that if we rely on this tool, hopefully I will do everything locally. It could be better. So do I have it? Yep, I do. And we will definitely try to improve it. So let's go for a new branch right now. Check out the value slash, and we are going to improve rev shell methods. Okay, so we have our own branch. Needs something new. So when we go in this PTY for all directory, I can do the slash. For fuck's sake, I'm not showing the right scene. No one says a thing. Okay, it should be much better like that. Otherwise, it had no sense. Merci. All right, so back to it. So when we try to use this specific tool, what we can, that was a shitty start. We can ask for the help right there, -ash, and what can we do with it? So it's one tool we can use to spawn reverse shell. So my local host here will be my loopback address because I'm just playing locally. Okay, my local port will be, let's say, 8888 because I don't care much. My web port, so the one where I will host my evil payload, will be set, and I want no notification nor persistency. So that's it, and we have something in a running state, like so. And so from that, we see that if I gave two methods, we can spawn the new reverse shell by either using socat right there, or curl type sh right there. So let's just give it a try. Let's assume I'm on my other bound box, and I just paste my command. So that was my attack, and in there I do have my new reverse shell. I can do ls tabulation and get some results. I can do sleep, and let's say, and hit Control C or Command C, and it will actually stop it. So it's just working as smooth as it should, and everything works. And I can even quit and going back to my main scene. And so my handler is still up, everything's still running, just works the way I want it to work. So yeah, that was the main idea and concept for this tool, and it does its job pretty much. From that, I really wanted to. Are you going to share your screen? I had some lag, and so yeah, it was a mistake from my side, of course. Hello, Max Rollerboard. MXL. I know who you are anyway, from the starting of your nickname. So what I want to try to do today is to have other methods, because sometimes, so if I start my tool again, I want to have it that way, and it will split in the wrong way. Okay, so what I want is to have more methods, because if on the host box, if the box I want to attack, there is no curl nor no socket here, the whole attack has no initial entry point. So we need one. We need one, and we will create one. So to do that, spawn our code editor, and let's see what is in there. So what I want is to have more methods like this one. So I remember exactly how I made the tool anyway. So at some point I say here, use curl pipe.sh or with the web ports. So that's definitely the one I need to modify to be working. So first method is I would like to have wget. So it's a lot of so. As I try to use curl and have everything printed out to std out to feed it to sh, I need to have wget to print things on std out, which is not its default behavior. So I used this static IP. If I wget there, bigger, maybe a bit bigger in here as well. So if I wget, I get tons of garbage printed out, which I don't want. So first, maybe with cheat wget, I can have some silent flag somewhere. And yeah, so quiet, I guess, yeah. Quiet here, and I want everything to be printed out to std out. So let's try to aim for this. It is quiet, cool, and man.get, I want everything to std out. It is not there. Output file maybe? Okay, output file, and I might be able to use dash that specifies std or the out. There is nothing that is printed out. Yeah, there is. Maybe it's the wrong flag. File should be this one. I use a file like that. Oh, it's not taking. Oh, okay. So the arguments need to be before the actual URL, maybe. I wish. Nope. I'm just not choosing the right option from the beginning. Sweet. So this one should be better. This one might work, does not. Awesome. Dev std out. Or is it not taking into account my movement? Please. It's cheat then. File of our choice. Output document for real. Okay, much better. And do we have our chance with this one? Okay, so that's the expected behavior now. All right. So we do have some hyphens. It's not perfect, but it's something. To echo this thing out, and we want to have the version with the port as well. The code is not the cleanest, but for now at least. Okay, also like so, and so. So if we just give it another try, zoom out a bit, stopping the tool, starting the tool again, and now we have our second option right there. And so we go back to our target and whoosh. We are missing the pipe sh parts. And trying again. And exploit and whoosh. All right. So now we do have the wget version working, which is good. No comments so far. You're not that talkative today. Ganesh, come on, man. You wanted an English stream. Make it count. So we do have the wget version. I want to be sure of one thing, is that the second script does not use curl as the first thing it does. Otherwise, we're still blocked. So it's not this one. Yep, so that's what I do. I use curl to, so a book, okay. It's been a long time since I used this tool. Chandler is meant to. Hey Ixio, how are you? Hello, mate. Welcome live. Back for the curl. You need to have the tool up and running again. What I wanted to check is there. So without the pipe sh thing. So the curl does the following thing. It goes to the temp directory and recovers the socat binary. So I do need to have a way to drop the socat binary on the target machine without using curl, as our first assumption is that we do not have curl there. So how to do that? That's the template I'm using. It's, yeah, the code is really dirty, but it does the job. What we could try to do is to have all the tool trying to achieve the same download of the curl binary. That way we could have, with only one command, one way to ensure that at least one succeeds. So this time we need to okay, so what I'm currently trying to achieve is that I download the socat binary with curl here and write it out as lsb something, because just seems to not be something evil, I hope, since it just looks like Linux black magic. Salut. Hey, Bremans. See, this time the stream is in English. Not the best English, but in English anyway. Yeah, checking the tool. Tenez message for. Huh. That's awesome. Ganesh, your message was blocked. You said, I'm sorry, just checking out your tool. Your tool has been blocked for sexual harassment. Thanks, man. My pleasure. My tool. That makes no sense. Well done, Twitch. So yeah, we're trying to download this binary socket and place it there. And what I want is to have wget trying to do the same thing, but with, what I say? So I don't want it to overwrite it if it's not existing. So I need to check if something is a file. I completely forget the syntax every time. And test command, file. E-file exists and there is a regular file. Yeah, just want to have something like, so if, okay, let's say I have a, I want something, a file that exists but is not new, is not empty. I hate bash. I mean, I love bash, but I hate bash. We need to be in bash first. So if I want to test exists a, then go win. Okay, and a file that does not exist. All right, so we have our comparison. So try to achieve. Exists, our file is named like so. Up. And so actually we want if our file does not exist. So if there is no file named A, then do that. So if A actually exists, yeah. So what I want is that if not exists E, and if not exists A, all right. So that's the syntax I want to have. If there is no it, I hope this one won't make a mess because we're already trying to write a file here. I have to wish quite hard. So otherwise we do download this file and say that you get what we want is -o as this file. All right, let's give it a try. So let's assume that the binary something does not exist. Foo-curl. I swear I do not have the Foo-curl binary. And let's give it another try. Stopping the tool, stopping the tool, starting the tool. And now we'll use the wget method, our bound box, which Foo-curl has not been found. Yet we do have our shell because it used the second binary, which is the wget right there. So it actually worked. First try. So we do implemented the wget version. That's the first cool thing. The next one will be way less easy, I think, because what I want to do with the next version that I would like to achieve is to have an HTTP request being made with devtcp, which won't be that easy. So far, salut user, sorry, I'm just here, yeah, bash is wonderful for hacks and bypass, not really for security, more like completely broken. Not broken, just really hard to use the right way. Anyway, we do have our wget version. What we want now is the dev TCP. So let's give it a try. Let's take some clean and do some echo foo index.html, and in there what I want to do is to have Python 3-m, Python http .server 100 push curl send. Okay, so this is a regular HTTP server that serves its content. And what I would like to have is a bash command without curl nor wget that will recover the content. So I had to use this trick quite some time ago, but I know it works. So bash dev tcp meet HTTP request. Give some insight about how this works. If you are go and see, it's bigger for you. Tell me if it's big enough to be readable. So NC NNVP 5555, cool. And there, if I to go foo and I try to write to dev TCP loopback address and 5555. There we go. It just opened the socket to this specific IP and port and sends the content I was trying to display. So this works in one way, but we can't really listen with this feature. One other thing to note is that this feature is specific to bash. So if you are in ZSH and try to achieve the same thing, it won't work. But if you are in ZSH and try to ask bash to do the same thing, it will work. So we are actually going to stick to bash for now and try to pick some already done one-liner, because there is, and it's already interesting, but there is no point in reinventing the wheel every time. This one seems nice because we can read write from the same file descriptor. Hold on. Might use this one. This one is nice. So we want only the content, add request for sure. And here I wanted to get my Python server back. So this was actually no, I want to have this one trying to hit on our back. Then we want to send our request. The host is definitely not the same. I'm glad Twitch is not yet censoring with swear words. Otherwise, YouTube does now. So here's the request, and I can print it out. So this specific part works, but there is one tricky part, is that we'll need to get rid of the first lines. What we want is to have only the content of the file. And I'm not sure how to achieve this right now. We do want to have a way to break what the two occurrences of the /r/n /r. So okay, can I do that again? No, okay, I can't. So I'll need to trick to do all the things at once. There, and the last one there. Cool. Taking Geru. Welcome on board. So we are still trying to only get the content of our binary, but maybe going the HTTP way is not the easiest, and it's even sure that it's not the easiest, but I really want to rely on this server already being deployed. Maybe they also give a way for us to execute the headers. Okay, we do need to have a way to get okay, dash. I'm not sure how I want to do that, because maybe doing so and then having a grep. We can try to grep at \n \n \r \n. Nice. Hard. Not sure grep deals well with the multiline. Oh, I have an idea. Okay, make sed. Make sex. Yes, make sed. Use multiline regex. By using n and d commands. What is that? No. Sed. It's quite. So no. Okay, cool. So it goes with the full text and the. That's definitely not what I want, because this one will just use the next and previous line and add them in the pattern before greping around. So I'm not sure that's what I want. And this one seems more appropriate. Fun text to the next. Wow, that's a mess. I don't want to rely on Perl. Actually, there is something even way easier. When I say way easier, is that there, my server will always be the same. It will always have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines. So maybe I can do that. Pipe tail dash f. No, not f. Dash n. So I want to keep oddly. I want to get rid of the first line. So maybe with head. Man head. Because what I want to do is to keep on to get rid of the first line. So maybe I could say ask to head to use the first one and then go lines something to something. So if I go with head and 2, 4, yeah, it's not a number. Head. Oh yeah, number and count. So if I say, okay, what I want. Okay, bash remove the first and lines. Okay, so we can go with sed. Yeah. And sed is there in pretty much every Linux distribution, so we're fine. Can we have 5? Yeah. 2, 7, D. Cool. And I'll still display that into the bat tool just to be sure the content has been left untouched, and it is. If we'll check for more complex examples. But here, so let's get rid of this server, and in there. Okay, so we'll still rely on having to download the socat binary, but with this method, and output everything to the file that we want. That is still this one, lsbln something. Okay, and so from there, we can try to download it, and it refused because we're not using the same. Oh, Flash died. Flash fucking died. My payload died as well. So we still want to try to do that, and it was not able to connect. And so what we want to do is to change the port here for 7777. Okay, MD5 sum on.ls something lbs. This one, and from our server, if I just recover this one into lsbln 2, and then we'll try to diff the two of them. So shell ll here, there. Oh, actually, la. Okay, so here are our two files, and if I go md5 sum on two of them, we do have the same hash. So the content was preserved, our grep did not mess things around, and we can remove these bad boys. And that's awesome. So this means now that if we still don't have a file here, then we can use our magic method. Our magic method that I probably just scratched. Okay, cool. I still have here. Was cut for a while. So from there, what we want to do is to get this one. And then do that. The line wrap. And need to treat the address that is being used. But it will be a slightly different format here with the slashes. Okay, and host, we do want to target the server. Do I have this information? Yep, I do. It's the web port. It's a web port here. Do you have the... Yeah, stupid. Please, the local host still. So whoosh. And this should do the trick. Unless there is no cat on the machine, but I hope they have cats. Are nice. And so now we also have full WGET. Okay, so we'll try to start from a fresh box. This time I will do something slightly different to test our... Oh, actually I do need to have another miner here without this part. Because this one downloads, but yeah, okay. So I do need to have the exact same thing. File. So, and we were working, oops, in here. Okay, we're getting there slowly but surely. Still need to echo things out, but it will be a bit more messy. So that this part needs to have codes being escaped, the backslash back there, and we still need our pipe sh. So this one have tons of bad bytes, but that's not the issue we're trying to solve anymore. So that's for just another purpose. So we still rely on lhost and lports, but we have them in there too, but here... Oh yes, it's just here that the web port should be 80. Why didn't I do that? Should work as well. I might try to simplify this line here. Okay. Okay. It's a bit less optimized, but to do the trick. Okay, so not this one, just reading the comments before we test this out. 56G, Wi-Fi V6 TG, no clue. Let's keep moving forward. So okay, so I want to test this line here. Why is okay, cool. Okay, so second screen. This is the box we're trying to attack, and if I do that, it's working. If I am in bash, it's working. Okay, so here we are downloading the file the right way. The exclamation mark here is not making a mess like I was assuming it might, and we're seems to be good. Cool. So from there, we'll do the full attack. So pasting the wall line here and push. And it says full curl was not a thing, and yeah, it worked. It worked. Cool, but was it working as expected? Because here, yeah, full wget does not exist either. Just want to make sure. Actually, try to remove this one just before trying my payload. So remove this one just to be sure. Be sure that this one is actually not a legacy from what was already there. So let's test things out. It follows. Okay. Might I leaked your password, man? Okay, start. With a fresh start, we go for. Can actually go for the most complicated one all the time because just this one works as they will all work. So we're still in bash, but I want to make something a bit more funky. I want to have an Ubuntu running bash. So this one is in a Docker. It's definitely not my environment. It's a bit small. Sorry for that. Yeah, so Docker env, we are in a Docker, and in there, I want to test first if curl works. So curl not found. Okay. Message says it was not able to find it. Okay. Oh, shell. Shell. We are in bash. Okay. So why did it fail? Is the curl one working? So there is no curl. Is there wget? Is there anything? This one is a mounted file from my host, so there is no curl. But I want to do one thing. I want to have no shared folder for now. Okay, so back in bash, we still have no curl, no wget, but id into it works. Get cat in listen. There, id dev tcp. Where address push. Okay, so this one still works. So of course we'll test in a slightly different way. First, we'll have to test with our that command. Are we still able to read the content? Yep, we are still able. If we're still able to read the content, I do need to uncomment these two lines because the first one will fail. There is no curl. the second one will fail. There is not wget, and the third one will succeed. So I also need to restart the tool, and there. It worked. Please. Cannot create. Touch A. So it worked up to some point. So we tried to do these steps first, and then to do the curl that failed. Okay. Then to do the first wget that failed, and then to do the file download that should have succeeded, and it did. Then to enable it, and then this thing, and says either sh or bash, but we are in bash, and this one, why so? It says in the loop that what is there in this binary? Oh, I think I get it. If it does not download the right thing, what it downloads is the script that we try to execute. So makes sense. We're not using the right port. So first thing here, we use the host I'm trying to attack with, and then the web port because we're trying to recover the initial attack script. So this one really is the attack script. But the attack script itself, so this one should try to retrieve the socket binary, and it does not. It was localhost. Oh, that's why. Missing a socket here. I'm trying to download the socket binary this time. Another try. So another try. I'm trying to get back to this script, the one we had, and just add the type sh, and it's still a nope. So just script and see what went wrong. So we say that it works up to there. Yep. And then it says that this binary is not. Yeah, this time it's the right socket file. It's an ELF file. And one, that's actually ELF right there. Okay, so why is it behaving that way? Just feels odd. Because when I do my wall download line, there, download line works up to there, cleaning some things up, have the binary, and then says if we do have bash, then then echo win phi. Yeah, if we do not have bash, don't do that, and so we are in the else case. So if bash is there, okay, so we will definitely execute the bash line. But is this one? Yeah, so that actually works as expected. Not one more time. Success. And now, why is this guy not working? It is working. Why is not working? Yeah. inner state. Okay, so we go back for the multi whoosh and we take that back. And so this one is the one that gets the initial script. And we say that in our Docker, we just do one fresh. Please work. What's the difference? Cannot create this device, but I'm going to create this device. Oh, I know why. Alias sh. Which sh? Here in this light version, sh might actually be the real sh and not bash. Yeah, it's dash. That's why. Okay, so what actually happens here is that bash is the one that allows us to use the devtcp feature, and it's not there. So it's kind of broken for now. But so we can't really. No, that's not the reason. I think it's the reason. Try to have a slightly different version of it. Bash. Okay, so that was indeed the reason. So yeah, sh was just a symmetric link to dash instead of bash because it's lighter and we want, as we are in a Docker image, it's a bit different. But anyway, it works that way. So we're good, or almost good. How could I try to do that? Maybe with bash here. Actually, the two others do not rely on it. Actually, just there, because there is only this specific download that needs to be executed with bash. So I might, yeah, no, I do need to add that. Yeah, so it's there. But the other ones might benefit from it. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna say that all these one must use bash, but if someone really needs a shorter payload, they can go with sh, and I mean, there might even be shorter. I mean, we have three charts there, and we could have something like so. But there is more bad chars, and it's also 3 chars, so that's not helping much. So let's stick to this one for now. And there we are, last test. So this one don't have curl for sure. You do not have it. So this one actually works. Cool. Now let's go with install tools little by little and see how it goes. So apt update. Cool. So now that we have this one, we'll test the wget version. Apt install. Yes, wget. Wget. And there. Ooh. That's not working as expected, either. Maybe type sh, this one. Okay, why? Because we do download the content of the file. We do this part without hurt, I guess. We do have the socket here, and so why, if it download this one, still the same issue. So why am I coming back to the first issue? Because, oh yeah, because what I want here is socket as well. So I'm glad we tested it. Mess. So the two sh1 were working. now we go with the wget, and it's working. Sweet. And now we go for the moon with with the curl one, because the first one already worked. This one, yeah, goodwill. Apt install, yes, curl. And it's working, cool. It's working, but we might say that, okay, it worked, but I have another machine. I want another technique, so it will work, the other one worked. I will spawn another Docker, so another target in there. Okay, apt update, and so you know, I will just pick the one that is supposed to work as long as there is bash present. Okay, and it works as well. And what you can see here is that it's a multi-PTY handler. So we can go ls / do some things, have an htop, okay, have a top command running. But if we go Control B and next, as we are in Temux, we still have our handler open, and we still have our first shell. So here we can go while true, date, sleep 1, done. Do date. Okay, so what we have here is one that displays the date, one that still has the whole top things going on, and we still have our listener, so we can still pop new shells. Woo! And that's it. Commit, push. It was something. But the first version, the next version of PTY for all is done. So as always, before committing, git diff head, and see that we. Oh, I'm glad I did that. We need to get rid of this line. It was just for testing purpose to have a clean room. So it worked the way we want it to work. If we git diff head, so we have the two methods that we added, an extra line, why not? And we get rid of the small little modification with the port that was omitted when it was 80 because it's the default. But I mean, if someone really wants to have a short payload, they can just get rid of this one. I do not need the complexity there. So, or actually, what I should have done is if my web port is no 80 there, if my web port is 80, then I will also display this one. I can even do that in a one-liner. Cool. So multi push. Now we do not. Yeah, probably missed too. Oh yeah, my web port is not 80 for sure. I'm not root, so it will not work, but it's should have displayed. Oh god, why? If my web port is 80, then do something. Curl message. What did I say if it doesn't? That way it will work. Just web port. Port 80 and there 80 and whoosh. Cool. So now if I use the default port, I will even have some things shorter here, and I could even have shorter with a small domain, but I do not have one. So now we're good. So we got rid of the complexity. We still have the minimified payload if the right port is being used, the small one, the safest one, the wget version, the bash without curl and without the wget version. There is one cool thing is that this one, as it's not relying on binaries that are already there, might work on way more targets, but and of batch hours. Okay, git commit live. No, added wget and bash dev tcp features live. Push. We push, we merge, and that's the first topic. That is done. As I'm least, I won't make any description or anything really useful in there. Just want to merge and run. Okay, first subject, delete branch is done. Cool. Okay, so let's go back to PTY for all. And we should have on the final version just updated now. So it's a maintained project now. And we do have the final version of the script that works with the 2 extra features. And that's it. Woo. Annie, hello, IDV7. Welcome. Welcome on board. And so now what are we going to do? Get rid of this one, git checkout, master, git pull, just to have my tools up to date, cool. And we are good with this part, just cool, it's clean. Right, so what's the next